Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're going to get started now with the 35th Annual Juried Exhibition and Big Art Book launch. Thank you for joining us. If you're joining us now, everybody is welcome to join us ongoing throughout the exhibition launch. Really appreciate you being here. My name is Emily Pelche, and I am the Program Manager at Scarborough Arts. It's nice to virtually see everybody. Yes, and I'd like to welcome you again to Scarborough Arts 35th Annual Juried Exhibition and our Big Art Book launch. And it's our first ever online exhibition and Big Art Book launch. So this is something new we're trying this year, and we're really excited to have you here in this process. Before we get started, I would like to give our land acknowledgement. So the land in which Scarborough Arts is located has been the home of Indigenous people and nations long before colonial documentation of time, and is specifically the land of the Huron-Wendat, the Anishinaabeg, the Mississaugas of the Credit, and the Haudenosaunee. The territory of what is known as Toronto was under the One Dish, One Spoon Wampum Belt, a peace treaty between the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabeg, and is a mutual agreement between nations for sharing land and resources. The territories that encompass Toronto as well are under a number of treaties, including Treaty 13, and in Scarborough specifically, the Williams Treaties. There have been many Indigenous names and words associated with this place, and today Scarborough is home to a multitude of Indigenous people, languages, and cultures from around the world. We as an organization are composed of people from various walks of life. All of us at Scarborough Arts encourage you to support and advocate for Indigenous people and communities everywhere. In Canada specifically, this can look like many things, such as actively returning land, rejecting government legislation that violates the rights of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people, denouncing colonial histories within institutions, and ending violence against Indigenous women, Two-Spirit, and girls. We have a land acknowledgement page on our website that I encourage you to take a look at, as well as to view some Indigenous-led community groups and initiatives to support in Toronto and abroad. So thank you. So I'd just like to give an introduction to the annual Juried exhibition. Scarborough Arts Annual Juried Exhibition is a yearly showcase of community artworks responding to a specific theme. Artists submit works in categories for visual arts and writing, and are selected for exhibition based upon a combination of artistic quality, technical execution, conceptual strength, originality, and impact. The artworks are then juried by a panel of jurists who are made up of gallery and community arts professionals, and this changes every year as well. This year as well, we decided to add our writing category once again, so the jury process also took place with a local writer as well, who I'll introduce later. For the first time ever, due to global health concerns, Scarborough Arts was challenged with putting this exhibition online, and we are very happy with the results of this challenge, and I hope that you will be too. So a little bit about Beloved Community and the annual Juried exhibition. The many challenging events of the past year have reminded us all of the responsibility to care for ourselves, for each other, and for the environment around us. Through our landmark 35th annual Juried exhibition, we wish to highlight the necessity for collective care and the ways in which we enact this care, especially during times of great need. The title of our 35th annual Juried exhibition, Beloved Community, derives from Martin Luther King Jr.'s concept of all individuals in society working towards the attainable eradication of racism, violence, suffering, and oppression. On Beloved Community, author Bell Hooks further notes that beloved community is formed not by the eradication of difference, but by its affirmation, by each of us claiming the identities and cultural legacies that shape who we are and how we live in the world. Thus, through the example of Beloved Community, we are individually called to personal accountability and achieving the collective goal of well-being for all. In thinking about this title and theme, and Bell Hooks' quote on Beloved Community, we invited artists, writers, and poets to consider how art acts as a mechanism for collective care through individual responsibility. We encouraged submissions by artists that reflected on questions such as, how does arts play a role in communities in times of need? How does art connect us as individuals and communities from various walks of life? How does art act as a mechanism for raising awareness of injustices, to relay collective joys, and to embody communal celebration and express demands for change? The jurors of this exhibition, as I mentioned before, were artist Sarvenaz Rayati and writer Natasha Ramoutar, who are both local Scarborough and GTA-based artists and writers. Pieces were then selected based upon a combination of quality, technical execution, conceptual strength, originality, and impact. For the annual Juried exhibition this year, selected works fell into the categories of visual arts and writing. So I'd like to give thanks now to our fabulous programs team for their amazing, amazing work on this exhibition in such a short period of time. As many of us collectively have experienced delays and cancellations of events this year, we were really pleased that we were still able to make this possible. I would like to acknowledge that this exhibition would absolutely not have been made possible without the help of Nadira Narine, who is our program assistant at Scarborough Arts, who designed and produced the online exhibition entirely, as well as the big art book, so the design, layout, and such. I'd also like to acknowledge Tracy Kong, who is our operations administrative and gallery assistant at Scarborough Arts as well. Tracy was the curator, exhibition didactic write-up lead, as well as copy editing for the big art book. I'd like to also acknowledge Durga Raja, who is our special projects assistant, who assisted in the jurying process for this as well and coordinating. Peter Drohan, who is our special projects assistant at Scarborough Arts. Shade Pekele, who is our marketing and communications assistant, as well as Derek Spooner, our executive director, who will have a few words later on. And again, to our jurors, Sarvenaz Rayati and Natasha Ramoutar. For the rest of the duration of this exhibition launch, we will have a few more words and thanks to our sponsors from our Executive Director, Derek Spooner, words from Cedar Ridge Creative Center, Manager, Art Service and Senior Arts Consultant and Economic Development and Culture at the City of Toronto, Julie Frost, as well as a description of the virtual exhibition process from our programming team, Tracy Kong, and of course, what everybody's been waiting for, the announcement of our annual Juried exhibition winners. So thank you, and please continue to stay tuned for more information on that. Now I would like to introduce Julie Frost, who again is the Manager, Art Service and Senior Arts Consultant and Economic Development and Culture at the City of Toronto.
Hello, everyone. I know, sorry, it's a bit of a mouthful right now. So what I want to start off with is 35 years. This is 35-year annual presentation by Scarborough Arts. And I'm just impressed with that number. And of course, the continued quality of work that we see presented by the community and Scarborough in particular. So I just wanted to first, do a shout out for just the number of incredible years that Scarborough Arts has been so an advocate to ensure that Scarborough artists are presented and in such fine ways. So I also wanted to, I loved the title, Beloved Community. I think really the entire exhibition and presentation took a beloved community as well. So I also, on behalf of the City of Toronto, want to congratulate Derek and the entire team. I went and took a tour of the show, and it looks incredibly provocative and interesting and beautiful, and it was a fantastic experience. So and just the number of parts and people and voices and effort that it took to put it all together, from the jurors to the artists and writers and behind the scene workers. So thank you for all that. These presentations are gems for the City of Toronto, and the partnership that we have with Scarborough Arts is something that we treasure. It's something that we could not do the work we do. Economic Development and Culture is a division that is devoted to providing underserved communities with meaningful community-based experiences across Scarborough, across our city, and we can't do it by ourselves. We have to do it in partnership, and Scarborough Arts is one of our most favorite partners, and we are just so thrilled to be part of this. We wish it was at Cedar Ridge, but just because of course, COVID, we couldn't do it. But we're just so thrilled to be part of this. So thank you, and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you so much, Julie. We really appreciate that and your kind words. And we also wish that we could be in person at Cedar Ridge as we do every year, but that's okay. This is a good alternative, and I really appreciate you being here to speak to that. Thank you. So I'd like to introduce now our Executive Director at Scarborough Arts, Derek Spooner, to say a few words as well. Derek?
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Just one moment. I'm just going to pull up my speaking points here. Firstly, I just want to just take a moment to thank Emily for kicking off the annual Juried exhibition today, and to Julie for the kind words as well. And I just wanted to say, you know, Julie's right, 35 years. It's a huge milestone for Scarborough Arts. And I think a huge accomplishment on the part of our team, you know, given the fact that we've faced so many challenges this year with regards to COVID-19. And this exhibition has been a cornerstone of Scarborough Arts' programming since 1985. So let's just put that in perspective. I was 5 years old. So, so definitely, it's been around for a long time, and so we're so appreciative of our team and of the community for responding really greatly to the theme. So I'm just going to say a few words of thanks to many of the folks in our network who made this possible. So I just want to second Emily's previous comments and give special thanks to our audience and supporters who are viewing this live stream. And thank you so much for tuning in. And specifically to the artists who submitted work to this year's annual Juried exhibition. The work is a testament to the brilliant community of people and artists living in Scarborough and the GTA. And it is with your individual support each year that we are able to continue to deliver programming such as this in order to showcase the creative brilliance in Scarborough and citywide. So just a moment of thanks for everybody who participated in making this event a success. I would also like to take this opportunity to give thanks as well to the additional supporters of Scarborough Arts and this exhibition, and just give a shout out to a couple of the people that continuously offer their support, guidance, and in some cases financial support as well to Scarborough Arts. So firstly, I'd like to give a huge thank you to the City of Toronto, which is one of our major operational supporter, specifically the Department of Economic Development and Culture. And just to give a shout out to Pat Tobin, Julie Frost, and Andrea Raymond Wong for the ongoing support and guidance that we receive on an ongoing basis. We wouldn't be able to do the work that we do if it wasn't for the support of the city. So thank you for that. Also, I'd like to give a props to Ontario Arts Council, and particularly our grant officer, Maura Broadhurst. Cedar Ridge Creative Center, and again, I just there is a bit of sadness, I would say, in the fact that we can't have this exhibit in person, but I do want to thank Julie Frost and Karen Harkins for all of the efforts that we did in like planning and contingency planning to try to make this happen. So thank you. And lastly, I'd like to thank our partners at Delta Downsview Bingo and Gaming, particularly Jane Marie Broderick and Helen Ruff and our bingo volunteers. And lastly, Scarborough Arts' Board of Directors for their constant support and encouragement throughout this project. To Scarborough Arts staff, and the theme of this year's presentation is called Beloved Community, and I would like to call this To Our Beloved Staff. The ability of our team to pivot on this project due to COVID-19 cannot be understated. We learned a mere 2 weeks ago that we had to pivot to make this exhibition online due to the newly implemented guidelines and restrictions that came out following the announcement of the second COVID lockdown. And despite technical challenges and time constraints, our team rose to the occasion and have presented a fully interactive online exhibition and legacy piece, the Big Art Book, that will serve as a wonderful adaptive way to engage the public through the arts in this time of need, to celebrate the thought-provoking and evocative works of local artists and writers, and to act as a professional development component to leverage the work of artists and support of their future creative pursuits and professional development. So I'm so thankful for that. To our team, Program Manager Emily Pelche, Marketing and Communications Assistant Sade Pekele, Program Assistant Nadira Narine, Operations, Gallery, and Administrative Assistant Tracy Kong, and Special Projects Assistant Durga Raja. You have each worked both passionately and tirelessly to compile the content, images, prose, and poetry into the online formats that our audiences will see today. Thank you for being flexible, adaptive, and responsive to the changing needs of this project. And to Sade and Peter Drohan, who is our special projects assistant and Scarborough Sign lead, I just want to say a special thanks to you for the marketing and promotional work that you did to get the word out about the AJE, as well as to Peter, who has taken on a lot of the overflow tasks to keep us on track for other projects so that others were able to focus on the exhibition. For my part, I am so proud of the work you've all done and so humbled to be able to call you my colleagues. Thank you for your passionate commitment to excellence in community arts. To the jurors, I definitely want to thank the jurors, because without the jurors, what would a juried exhibition be anyway? Sincere thanks to artist Sarvenaz Rayati and writer Natasha Ramoutar for sharing your professional expertise, time, and talents enduring the show and thoughtfully curating a unique show full of powerful works. You've outdone yourself on a magnificent selection. And most lastly, I just want to thank Emily Pelche for curating this year's theme, Beloved Community, so seamlessly. With that, I'm going to turn it back to Emily to get on to all the moments that you've been waiting for. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Derek. We really appreciate that. And thanks to you too for your ongoing support through this whole process as well. So now I would just like to speak on behalf of Nadira Narine, who could not be here, unfortunately, but who is hoping to be here. Nadira is our exhibition online design and did the exhibition design and production, as well as the big art book design. So complete props to Nadira for, as Derek mentioned, pivoting so quickly to be able to adapt to something like that. As people have mentioned previously, we usually have an annual Juried exhibition in person, which is something that most of us have experience doing an in-person exhibition. Yeah, to have to suddenly put that online very quickly, never doing that before, it looks amazing. And thank you so much, Nadira. I also encourage everybody to check out Nadira's work online as well. Nadira is a very, very talented and fabulous glassblowing artist, as well as a artist in resident at the Harbourfront Center. So feel free to take a look at her online and her website as well, and buy her fabulous work that is available. Thank you, Nadira. So yeah, I'd like to actually pass it on to Tracy Kong, who I mentioned before, is the Scarborough Arts Gallery and Operations Assistant, but also the fabulous curator and big art book editor, and the individual who developed the curatorial vision for this exhibition from the theme, as well as the didactic panels that you'll see throughout the exhibition and the writing components for that. So thank you, Tracy, for all of your work on that, and I'd like to leave it to you to speak more about that.
Thank you so much, Emily. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tracy Kong, and I am the curator for this year's annual Juried exhibition and big art book. I'd like to begin by thanking the City of Toronto and Scarborough Arts for this opportunity, and a huge thank you to all the artists who participated in this year's exploration of the theme, Beloved Community. This year, we reflected on methods of care in times of need. When viewing the selected submissions, it was surprisingly apparent that the artworks touched on common topics. As a result, the curatorial vision for this exhibition was to look at the methods of care organized into categories that represent different sources of comfort in our lives. The categories are home, ourselves, communities, nature, and culture. The exhibition has rooms that explore each subject in depth through the lenses of our community artists. Whilst the artworks come from diverse perspectives, the common threads they share demonstrate the universality of our needs as human beings and the methods of care to which we all gravitate. As a result, there is a feeling of camaraderie amongst the artworks in this exhibition. The artworks serve as reminders that we are in agreement that our homes, ourselves, our communities, nature, and culture are sources of comfort for each of us in times of need. These quiet support structures are integral to our well-being as we go about our day-to-day lives. But before this year, many people had overstimulating lives with busy schedules, which made it easy to overlook these sources of support. Now, with the tumultuous obstacles that we have experienced in 2020, these sources of support and methods of care have been brought to the forefront. Today, in this exhibition, and with the essential work of our talented community artists, we are able to showcase these support structures in our lives and celebrate their positive effects. Moreover, through the artwork in this exhibition, we are reminded to honor the people who create and protect our homes, ourselves, our communities, nature, and culture. Thank you again to the artists who submitted their works this year. We would not have been able to explore these sources of care and comfort without your unique perspectives. To bring this back to the theme of beloved community, which derives from Martin Luther King Jr.'s ideal that all individuals in society work towards the attainable eradication of racism, violence, suffering, and oppression, we hope that these works will act as a call for our communal efforts to make positive changes in the world. And now I will pass it to Sarvenaz Rayati, who will tell us more about the artist's work. Thank you, Emily.
Hi, Emily. Hi. Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Okay.
I'm on mute, sorry.
It was a pleasure to be part of this project, and thank you so much. Thank you and Scarborough Arts for including me in this project. It was a lovely process going through the applications, hearing the stories, seeing the artworks, very strong body of artworks, and it's very hard to choose because like each work is very personal and beautiful in its own way, but we had to like look at the theme and kind of choose, and I guess I won't mention the names, but yes, it was a privilege, and thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It was a privilege to work with you as well, and to continually work with you as well. And I encourage everybody to, after the exhibition launch is officially over, to visit our website and to see more of Sarvenaz's work. Sarvenaz is also a Scarborough-based and GTA-based artist as well. So I'm actually Sarvenaz will speak a little bit more about who she has chosen for the visual arts winners, which I know you all been excitedly waiting for. So I will actually be announcing the winners now with a short drum roll, and then Sarvenaz, did you want to come back and speak to that? Okay.
Sure, yes.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. I also wanted to acknowledge Natasha Ramoutar, who could not unfortunately be here today, but was also our Scarborough Arts Annual Juried Exhibition juror for writing. And I will also be announcing in her place the writing winners as well. And I also encourage everybody to check out our landing page and website for more information about Natasha's work. Natasha actually just released a brand new publication, and definitely encourage you to check out her website through our link, support her work. And yeah, thank you, Natasha, if you're out there and listening, for your work on this annual juried exhibition process. Amazing. Okay, so what you've all been waiting for is going at a really good pace. Thank you for being here with us. So I'm going to make the winners announcement for the visual arts and writing categories. So we're happy that we could still provide prize winners for this year as well, which has always been something that we've offered at our annual juried exhibition. So there will be first place prize winners for each category. So first place for visual arts, first place for writing, as well as second place winners for visual arts and writing as well. And then we have 4 staff picks who will also receive Scarborough Arts swag bags, which are really lovely, and contain a Scarborough Arts tote bag, cookbook, as well as a Scarborough Arts mug. Yeah, so without further ado, Shadi, if you wanted to go to the next, yeah. Drum roll, please, for the first winner, who I believe is for the visual arts category. Did you want to go to the next slide, Shadi? Yay, so our first place winner, it's weird not having applause and claps in the background, is Sarvenaz Rayati for her work, Women's Tea. I think there might be a little... Yeah, so congratulations to Sarvenaz. And once again, you can check out Sarvenaz's work in our big art book, as well as the virtual exhibition if you'd like to see. It's actually a triptych of works. So for all of the winners who have won today, we will be sending you follow-up emails in regards to how to pick up your prize. So stay tuned for that. But congratulations, amazing. And for the second place winner, if you wanted to go to the next slide. Yay, so second place winner for visual arts is Sylvie Stenjanovsky's Impression of Place. Congratulations to you, Sylvie. You are the prize winner of $250 for the second place for visual arts. And once again, also a triptych work that I highly suggest everybody take a look at the end of the exhibition launch in the big art book for the full view of the work, as well as in the interactive exhibition. Next slide, please, Shade. Thank you. So we have first place winner for writing is Ashley Gittins with her work Come Again. We don't have the work featured here as it is a little bit long, but once again, at the end of the exhibition launch, you can take a look at it and have a read through. So congratulations, Ashley. Really amazing work. And the second place winner for writing, Tanya Del Konecki for the Village Mural. Really, really beautiful work that I was really pleased to have read multiple times while developing the exhibition. And thank you for your words and your writing, Tanya. Yeah, so we also had some wonderful staff picks from our lovely staff at Scarborough Arts for the visual arts categories as well as writing. So for visual arts, I'd like to congratulate Jenny Lynn James for her work Messiah Magic, as well as Vidya Kumar for her work Unity. Congratulations, everybody. And for writing, we would like to give thanks and congratulations to Crystal Kavita Jagu for the willful ignorance of white administrators, as well as Star Nawagabo for Maduda Swan. And thank you both for your works. You can also, again, check it out in person at the exhibition online, as well as they are printed in the big art book as well for reading. Congratulations. Clap here. Okay, so now that is over, I'd like to pass it along again to Sarvenaz Rayati, who once again was the juror for the visual arts component, just to speak a little bit about that jurying process and her decisions for it.
Yeah, congratulations everyone for your beautiful exhibition. And yes, when I saw Sarvenaz's work, it was very powerful. It really I felt emotional, really I felt this really bold figures and emotions and these states that these women were having tea and in their solitude. So it really kind of, yeah, it looked really powerful and beautiful. Especially the panel with blue colors, amazing. Yeah, and encourage everyone to look at the works because they're triptych. And Sylvie also, the way she's looking at it and shifts your perspective to kind of look at like the spots that each person kind of occupies and is standing, and like those like on the map when you kind of show those spots and then you actually feel it, how a person can exist in that location, was very beautiful and poetic. So again, it's a triptych work. Yes, so
yeah, thank you for that, Sarvenaz. Yeah, it's a little hard to like describe
yes,
without seeing the work. But yeah, thank you so much.
for sure. Yes, and again, it was a privilege to see all the artworks and read about the stories, and yeah, thank you so much, and congratulations to everyone.
Thank you, Sarvenaz. And yes, again, congratulations to everybody on your wins. And we will be sending follow-up emails on next step processes for receiving your prizes, your monetary prizes, as well as your swag bag prizes. So congratulations, celebrate yourself today and always. Yeah, so we are actually at the end of the exhibition that went a little bit, or the exhibition launch at least, that went a little bit shorter than we anticipated, but that's okay. A lot more time for yourselves to enjoy the interactive exhibition as well as the big art book, which has now been published online. So in the chat, I believe that Sade is going to be providing on our Facebook page just a link to the Scarborough Arts landing page. So if you visit the Scarborough Arts website at www.scarborougharts.com and take a look at the page 35th Annual Juried Exhibition, Beloved Community, you can find the full exhibition, the full online exhibition link, as well as instructions on how to use the walkthrough exhibition, as well as the Big Art Book online publication link can also be found on that page. Yeah, so I think that is all that we have to be said. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us. Yeah, and just another really great big thanks to the Scarborough Arts team, our supporters, as well as the artists themselves. Thank you, everybody, for participating each year and submitting your wonderful works every year and supporting us as well through the annual Juried exhibition. And we're really pleased to be able to showcase your work in this way. Unfortunately, not in person this year, hopefully for next year, but we're hoping that this legacy piece can be something that yourself enjoy, as well as your family, friends can enjoy for many years to come. And so the online exhibition will be made available on our website permanently, as well as the Big Art Book is published on our issue account, as well as our website. So you can view that at your leisure. So thank you, everybody. I guess that is all I have to say about the exhibition. Thank you to all the staff who spoke today, as well as thank you to the juror Sarvenaz Rayati for your speech on the exhibition as well. I'm just going to leave this up here actually, just to see the full online exhibition link. But if you also just visit our website, you can also be linked to it as well. Thank you, everybody, and I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. Thank you for joining us and tuning in.